Hi there everybody, we are still in this spaghetti starter base, but I'm hoping for not that much longer. It is now episode 13, and I'm hoping that we can finally get purple science up and running to allow me to get blue tech so we can finally move out. In between episodes, I ended up researching the railway tech, which you can see just finished up here to the right upper hand corner. And it turns out that you actually need that for production science packs, which I didn't know at the end of last episode. But that means we are free to go ahead and start doing this research. And then once that is done, we can start working on how to build the purple science. Purple, or production science, just got done researching, so let's take a look at the ingredients now. And since the 0.17 update, it looks like it now takes 30 rails, 1 electric furnace, which is what it was in the previous patch, and it now has also the addition of productivity modules. Unfortunately, I don't have any production going for any of those 3 ingredients, so we're going to have to work on all of those today. I guess it's more of a question of where do I fit everything and from what lines do I pull from, because I've got a ton of different lines going in all sorts of places, and I'm getting more and more low on free space in which to put things. I think for now we're going to go ahead and start with production of the electric miners. And in between last episode, I actually ended up automating steel furnaces, but I think this will allow us to go straight to electric furnaces when we finally move into a new base. What do we need for that? Steel, advanced circuits, and stone brick. Okay, stone brick is nearby here. Steel is fairly nearby. The only thing we're missing really are the red circuits, which is over here. So logistically, I need to think about how I can bring everything nearby. Ooh, and what am I low on? Oh, I'm low on plastic. And I think I'm low on plastic because I have, I'm gonna guess, way too much heavy oil, which is true. So maybe I need to be thinking about cracking first. Man, that would mean I have to redo my whole fluid setup, which would be a pain in the butt, since I really didn't leave myself a whole lot of room. And I don't know that that's something worth my time when I just plan on moving out of this space. So I think, let's see if there's any way we can just kind of add some tanks or something like that, just to temporarily fix the problem. I know it's not a long-term fix, but I think I'm going to do it. So let's combine up the pipes. Don't judge me. It's a little bit painful for me too. We'll try not to let any of this go to waste, so we'll end up moving this or something like that in the future. There we go. So additional heavy oil is going to go back in there. And you can see plastic is beginning to work again because heavy oil was so backed up. But now we can get more fluids, get more plastic, get more red circuits, which is what I need for the electric furnaces. So red circuits we could hopefully somehow pull from here. In fact, I technically have red circuits and steel nearby here. Maybe it would be easier just to bring up the stone brick. I think, yeah, that would probably be the easiest option. So at this point, let me just think, how can I do that best? Maybe some underground stuff going on here. Can I fit? Oh, I can, just barely. We'll underground there. Underground there. Oops, other way. All right, so there's red circuits and there's steel next to each other. Let's go ahead and grab, or at least add a line for the stone brick, which is somewhere down there below me. And there's actually some right here I can take it from, actually. Let's do that. So I've got it already filtered off here. This was for automation of the steel furnaces, which I did in between last episode and this one. And I could actually probably just swing it around the other way. Yeah, let's swing it around like this. But I think once this is largely done, in terms of like getting purple science up and running, I think we'll be able to actually legitimately think about moving by that point, because the purple science allows us to get the blue tech, which, like I keep saying, I know I'm going to definitely want when it comes to planning out the base. So I really would rather have it now than end up just struggling when it comes to actually planning out the base in the future. Let's keep bringing this around. Underground belts we can put right there and there. All right, this really wasn't too hard. Now the question is, where do I put everything? If only I had some landfill, I could get myself a little bit more room. But what I will do, let's underground belt a couple more things here. We'll have it go this way, or actually, let's see. No, I think still needs its own line for sure. I could maybe combine the stone brick and the red circuits, but I don't see an easy way of doing that right now. So let's just continue it along this way here. Now let's do the same for the red circuits. Like so. And then there we have the three ingredients fairly nearby each other. Let's see, now electric furnaces. I think we'll just do a couple. Let's do 5, I think, for now. We need an output line, which we can put here at the top. And we'll have to do some underground belt tricks in order to get access to the stone brick, I would think. So let's see in just a second if that's the case. And it looks like I'm out of the yellow underground belts. I don't want to walk all the way back to base, so I'm going to build some by hand. But let's see, so red circuits are covered. This will cover steel. But now we have to think, how do I get the stone brick? So I will do that by something like that. I think everything still has access to everything, but I will just put a red inserter in between all of the underground belt madness going on right here. Now we just need power. And same up here to the top. And there we go, automation of electric furnaces. That wasn't really too hard. We still, of course, need automation of the rails, which I still have the steel here nearby. It would be nice if I could get the stone ore up here somehow. But since I do have the other products in their raw format between the steel and the actual stone ore over here, it might be easiest just to do the rail building over here and then belt up the product to wherever we end up putting the purple science. So rails. We need iron sticks, steel plate, and raw stone. All of those things are right here. Let's see if there is a way we can optimize this. This is not the best setup. This was my very, very early game setup. And we're going to do a splitter right there. And I'm going to bring this kind of back on itself or somewhere over here, something like that, before it joins up with some coal somehow. Let's see, how do I want it to join up with coal? I don't know. Looks like I have to get rid of these stone furnaces maybe, just to make a little bit more room, unfortunately. I hate to get rid of those when we hardly have any stone brick smelting to begin with. Oop, and where's that coming from? Crap, the biters are getting smarter. Okay, but we were working on combining this up with coal. There we go. And now we can put that furnace back there, and same on the other side. All right, there we go. Looks ugly, but it works. That is the motto, right? we'll bring this somehow to steel. Maybe up there near where the steel furnace is. Oh crap, I'm out of belts. Let's go grab a couple more supplies real quick. So let's connect up the stone ore to a convenient location, and I was thinking of putting a couple of assemblers just going vertically right here, but I do realize I have to be nearby some iron plate. And this is kind of the nearest untapped iron plate. This I don't think would be an easy way to supply anywhere. So let's just extend the stone ore over here to this general area instead. Alright, do I have all of the basic ingredients nearby now? I think I do. So I have iron plate here, steel, and then the stone ore. So let's make those rails at this point. So we'll grab the steel from here. We'll do, just like we did with the electric furnaces, we'll do a couple underground belt tricks. Actually, let's put that on a different side now that I think about it. Right there, there. One more for good measure, maybe? Underground belts in the outsides of the red inserters, and then we need more instances of... Oh man. I might have to bring these, it looks like, one tile closer. And then I think the stone brick, unfortunately, will have to go on the outside. Just because I don't have quite enough room. That won't work. Okay, let's try this again. So we need steel. So it has to go there. And then we need... Let's see... Let's put in the recipe. Oh crap, we'll need iron sticks, which we can... Can we have the iron sticks like share the ore, I wonder? What is the exact recipe? So the main thing it takes, it's a 1-to-1-to-1, so it shouldn't be a problem if we have some things share. We'll branch off the iron like this. We'll make this the iron stick factory. Hopefully one is enough, although I don't actually know. We'll find out once we get there. We'll have it output like that. We can have the stone actually come from the top instead, since I am running out of room. So something like this. We'll use red inserters to pick that up. Let's put in the recipe. And then the last thing we need is the steel, which it's already hooked into grab. So I lied, we also need the regular inserters to pick up the iron sticks. So now we can add in the power. There we go, and I'm just checking to make sure it's all working. It looks like it's all picking up the resources, but we do need an output line, of course. So this is where it's going to be getting a little bit tricky because I'm thinking I'm forced to do some belt braiding, which I don't mind. But let's see how I want to do that. Basically, if we can just do every 2 tiles there, and that way we can make room for an output line. Like that. There we go. Let me check that everything is still getting what it's needing. Which it looks like it is, and what, oh no. I'm gonna have to address that in just a minute here. But it looks like, yeah, the output line is working. So now we can join this up somehow with, what do you think? This section over here? I think that might work. Yeah, maybe in fact I can just have it go upwards and then we can underground belt it somehow. Maybe not. There we go. That gives me a little bit more room. Okay. There we go. Let's keep snaking it around. I'm just kind of looking for an access point to bring it up through the top there, which we could do here if we use some underground belts like we've been doing. And this keeps just feeling like it's getting messier and messier by the second. And we'll have to use the red underground belts for this scenario here. Not a big deal. I'm so glad I have them automated at this point. Wow, and this area is super dark. Okay, so let's combine this with the electric engines, and let me just double check the recipes. So it's 30 rails, so I probably want those on their own line. So what I can do is put productivity and the furnaces on a shared line, which is just fine with me. There we go. Furnaces, check. Rails, check. What is the last thing we need? Oh, right, the productivity modules. And the productivity modules, they take red and green circuits. Thankfully, we have them kind of nearby. We have the red circuits, of course. Green circuits, I only have going into the red circuits here, but there might be a way that I can extend the lines from here as well. So let's try and do that. And hopefully this will be the easiest factory to automate. The biggest problem is I'm actually just running out of room. Actually, let's back up a little bit. Let's go this way instead. There we go, and then we'll go underground here. And then from there we can add a line here. Add a couple assemblers. Output line. These will have to go over by like one tile, it looks like. There we go. So that should help with like the location of where it is on the belt line. And just keep in mind, you guys, that this is not ratio perfect. I don't even know, and I'm not even looking up the correct ratios. I'm just doing something that allows me to have some sort of production of all of these items, and then once we get the new base, we can actually start thinking about how to optimize things and make them actually more ratio friendly. There we go. Productivity modules, check. The furnaces, check. And then the rails, check. So now we actually just have to make assemblers for the purple science, but that should be super easy since we already have all of the items nearby. And the purple science, thankfully, it gives you 3 at a time, although it does take a long time to craft, but even just a very small amount of stuff at any given time would be very nice. Just so we can have it built up very slowly when we're doing other projects. And I think we'll stick with 5 for now. That I don't think we actually even have enough automation to keep up with 5 assemblers, but this will be fine. And we need power, of course. Put in the recipe. And then the output. And the output we can have, connect up with our labs over here somehow. I think I can make it across. I can. Phew, just barely. I don't have any automation of landfill quite yet. So this will need to come down, and I think we will have to actually make a separate line somehow for the labs. How do I want it to do this? Let's do red underground belt. Whoops. Here. There we go. And then I think we have just enough room to add some underground belts going in this direction. It does not look like we have enough room though for the inserters, sadly. But I think we can make it work like that. Yes, we can. Awesome. This like just barely worked. So it's going in that one, this one, and then they will daisy chain it to all the others, which is great. Okay, so let's see, where is the purple science? Why isn't it producing? Oh, duh, because I don't have any inserters up there. Let's head up there. But now this will be nice to have actually automated, because eventually once science is built up, we can just steal from there. We can add some intermediary productivity 1 modules into the assemblers, and we can have automation of the rails that we can just pick up really conveniently. So it's pretty much ready to go once we are ready to start making rails. And there you go. That is definitely a dirty way of doing it. Again, not a pretty way of doing it, and definitely not an efficient way of doing it, but it is done, which is what matters. That means we can start using the purple science to research what I really care about, which is logistics 3, and that will take 300 of red, green, blue, and purple science. But let's get started on that. It will take a while because purple science at the very least will not be able to keep up with that. But that means in the meantime I can go address the biter problem, and then I will see you guys once the research is done. And finally, logistics 3 has finished. It took quite a while because the purple science is very slow. And actually the biggest thing that I'm lacking on is steel. I'm just not quite keeping up with the production to supply all of my ammo needs as well as the steel needed for all of the rails. So that's something that will definitely have to get improved upon in the future. But what that means now is that I have the ability to unlock and automate my blue belt tech. So I'm especially excited about the blue underground belts, as you guys know, so I would like to get that started today. And that takes gear wheels, underground belts, as in the red ones, and then lubricant. Thankfully, we already have lubricant up here. And you'll notice I actually did end up doing a little bit of cracking going on, and I was able to get rid of the 2 heavy oil storage tanks that were right here without wasting any. And so I've got these 2 chemical plants cracking heavy into light. That feeds back into the pipelines, and then from there I also added a couple more chemical plants over here for light into petroleum. So that's been a much better balance of the fluids without me wasting anything. So at this point I just have to put the assemblers down, and we'll put it in this area over here somewhere. Actually, what am I doing? I only need like a couple. But I do need to get the red underground belts over here somewhere. So I'm trying to think the best way to do that. We could put it onto an area over here, I think. Let's see. This is a little awkward, unfortunately. Let's fix that back where it was. Put that there. We'll fix this how it was, and gosh, how do I want to do this? Okay, let's put the output there. Whoop. Like so. We'll put the box there. Same conditions. Put the excess in there. Okay, so this gives us a little bit more room here. So we can actually do red underground belt tricks like this. Let's swing that around. We can move that inserter there. Ooh, now I'm missing the yellow underground belts. Where are those? There we go. I think this will just like barely work. Let's see. Hopefully this is long enough, which it barely is. Awesome. So that will go underground there. We can move that. This will sneak around this way. And this should be the only thing that requires the red underground belts, but if there's a way to get the red regular belts onto this line as well, we can use the red belts for the blue. Yes. Let's see if there's a way to do that. There doesn't look to be a great way of doing that, unfortunately. We'll get rid of that thing. We'll use a long-handed inserter to pull from there. And we'll do something like that and carry that upwards. But in the meantime, let's worry about the blue underground belts for now. We do have to get iron gear wheels to it. We do have gears there. Not many though. And it will run out very quickly. Let's just make a separate gear machine factory thingy over here. In fact, if we can make a couple, that would be awesome. Because I know the blue tech goes through them like crazy. This will be iron gear wheels like that. Copy the recipe. Oh, I'm out of the wood poles, that's okay. And we can add more assemblers for iron gear wheels if needed. And we can put the lubricant over here somewhere, I think. We'll connect that up in just a second. Let's connect up the red underground belts to feed in there. And then iron gear wheels. Crap, how are we gonna... I guess let's just go down like this. And that's working. So we just have to connect up the lube and of course make an output box for this thing. Output box, we can do right there. We'll just have to do some underground belt trickery right like that. We're going to cap this off at 2 stacks this time, just because I go through blue underground belts like crazy. And let's grab the connection somehow to the lube. Underground belt that thing. And we'll pipe it all the way up here to this chemical plant. Ooh. How am I going to connect this thing? I guess like that. Okay, that works for me. Straight pipe there, underground there. I am actually quite surprised this is working so easily. I expected there to be a little bit more planning about this, but this worked out really nicely. So finally getting some blue underground belt tech along with the other stuff we can do really quickly, I think. Let's put that back for power, so that will drop off the red belts like this. This will be the blue belt, which this also needs to be connected to lube, but we can do a little stop like this and connect it up via underground belts again, straight pipe there. All right, lube solved. We need iron gear wheels like we knew about. And the regular belts. Man, that was easy. All right, can we do the last thing, which would be splitters? Now, what does that take? Ooh, that's a little bit more complicated because it takes advanced circuits in addition to the iron gear wheels. I wonder if we can get away with maybe just not doing blue splitters at this point. Blue splitters, it would increase my throughput because it can increase speed and you can hold more items on blue belts in terms of compression than yellow or red. But in terms of functionality, it's not like it's gonna increase the length or distance of something like the blue underground belts do. So I think let's just call it good. I mean, I got so much done this episode. I got so much automating done. I ended up killing a lot of the biter nests off camera. There were a bunch over here in this area that I took care of. So I think I can call this a successful day. So for now, we're gonna end it here. Thank you guys as always for joining me. This has been episode 13, and I hope you guys will join me for episode 14, where we're hopefully gonna be getting ready to move out here very soon.